Hiya, it's Teresa. Hey, I just wanted to come on and have a message about something that I realized just now, actually, that was really instrumental in recent trauma healing for me. And that did not come about by my own effort. In fact, I was vehemently against this thing that happened, and it was more done to me against my will than actually anything I did or even thought to do. But essentially, I had people really close to me, a couple people, a really good friend of mine, my best friend, and my daughter, essentially, who I'm also very close to, essentially kind of tell me through their lack of availability that they weren't available to me for complaining anymore, for listening to me complain about stuff that was really, really stressful to me. And in the case of my friend, she was really my only sounding board, and I would talk to her a lot about stuff I was going through. It was super stressful, especially at work. And the reality is, basically, for certain reasons, she pulled back and wasn't available to me, and my daughter also wasn't as available. And really, there's nobody else that I have that I can talk to in my life so much about things that are like super personal that were supportive of me. So I was forced to deal with the loss of those relationships in that sense. And I'm telling you, I went through a kind of dark night of the soul. I was super emotional, felt super alone, but I realized I'm not alone because God is with me. And so it forced me to turn to Him and deal with the grief of feeling the loss of comradeship, of having a confidant that was a human, and I had to turn to the Lord. So I did grieve. It was very sad. I was very heartbroken for a couple days. But I realized I've got. And you know what happened at the end of that couple days is that I completely got over it. And not only that, but I developed this inner strength to not have to complain anymore. And it was like, okay, so that was kind of forced on me that there's nobody to complain to. The ones that I was complaining to, they don't want to hear it. I'm on my own. And after grieving that and processing it, I was like, oh wow. Not only did I not have to complain, but the fact that I felt more empowered, and there was less to have to complain about. I started to be more assertive. I started to realize, okay, if my life's going to change, it's up to me. I've got to make it change. I need to express my feelings, my needs, my desires, my wants. I need to have boundaries. And complaining about that isn't going to make those things happen. So I'm so grateful now that I know the Lord set that up. He removed those people and those sounding boards so that I had no choice but to turn to Him. And when I did, I realized, wow, I don't even need to complain. I don't need to complain. Complaining wasn't getting me anything. It was just holding me in a stuck pattern and backwards. I did have to grieve the loss of not having those sounding boards. And I did have to turn to Him, okay? This isn't like an automatic, magic wand thing. It took something on my part. It took me making the sacrifice of the old way of doing things, which I did out of fear, But what I found out was there's really nothing to be afraid of. And now I don't need to complain anymore. I can note that something isn't right, but there's been a shift inside of me. It's like, well, I can do something about that. I cannot listen to that. I can have a boundary with that. I can speak up if I have to speak up. I can change that. I can do something about that. And before that, when I was stuck in the complaining loop, I was stuck in learned helplessness in my life. So I just want to put that out there, that we can fast, go on a fast from complaining. Stop complaining to the people you normally do and turn to the Lord. Just watch what happens. Like complaining now, to me, I can immediately feel it in my body and in my mind that that's moving me backwards. I instantly feel disempowered when I start wanting to complain about something. It's kind of like gossiping. Once you give up gossiping, you can't really go back to it without having like a really icky feeling. And I'm amazed, guys. I just want to share that. I hope it's useful information for people. Sometimes we think complaining is venting, and we're like thinking through stuff to try to find an answer. I'm going to suggest that it's not. I'm going to suggest that it's exactly the opposite. It keeps us stuck in helpless patterns that just do not move us forward. And so give up tormenting those close to you who you may be complaining to. Give them a break. Give yourself a break and turn to the Lord and watch what happens. Pretty miraculous. Yeah. So thanks. I hope everybody's doing well. Trust God. He's got you. Thank you.